Hello everybody, welcome back to Rag-venturediaries YouTube channel. My name's John. Today I flew into Kathmandu and I currently stood outside the Shankar Hotel. Tomorrow I'll depart for Lukla and from there trek up to Everest Base Camp. That's the start of the Tenzing-Hillary Everest Marathon. But this part of the coverage will be all about the trek up to Everest Base Camp. So why not come and join me? So we've made it up to Lukla Airport. It was quite an efficient run through the airport down in Kathmandu. Took off at 6 o'clock and got up here by 7.
Today we are heading up to Pakding. We had already started from Lukla, so altogether it takes about 8 kilometers. Yeah, from Pakding. And now a little bit further down, a place called Thadokosi. That's where we are stopping for lunch. Then after we again continue going up to Pakding.
Brilliant. And let me introduce you everybody. This is our lead guide, Sonam. Sonam is going to take us up to Everest Base Camp and from there we'll start the Everest Marathon.
Yes,
nice to meet you,
we are
Sonam.
going to do it.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is Zopkyo, mixed breed of cow and yak. This is yes.
Nepalese honey.
Honey is rang. Honey is maha.
Crossing over the Dukosi. So we're at Phakding. We arrived with plenty of time to spare. So we've just been out on a short acclimatization hike up to the local monastery. It was great. Kills some time, but also helps build up some valuable acclimatization, a lot more of which we'll need. Hello everybody, we're on day 2 to Namche Bazaar and Sonam's just going to give us a quick brief.
Yes, so today we are heading up to Namche Bazaar and we have crossed Tok Tok. Now heading to the next stop is Bangkar, okay? Then Jorsole, then there's a checkpost, okay? So this is our marathon group for KE, Group E, 19 people. So we are heading towards Namche Bazaar, so weather looks nice, but so we are waiting for the mountains to be seen, okay?
About 800 meters of climbing today.
Oh, today is a climbing day and it is about 800 meters of climbing, okay?
Yeah.
By the time when we get to Namche Bazaar, it's going to be 3,440 meters.
3,440 meters.
Yes.
Yeah. So we must go Pistari today.
Oh yes, today is all about Bistari.
Awesome.
Slowly.
So trekking up alongside the Dukosi River, as we know from previous expeditions, we're going to follow this all the way up and we're going to cross multiple times before getting to Namche Bazaar. There we are, we can just see Namche Bazaar through the trees, not far off for that now, and we'll spend the next 2 nights there. Here we are coming into Namche Bazaar after about a 5.5 hour slow trek. As you can see, it's quite busy on the trail. All the marathon runners heading up to what is effectively the finish of the Everest Marathon. Looks like here we are. That's the hotel, the Khumbu Resort, for the next couple of nights. So I'm outside the Cymru Resort Hotel here today in Namche. It's a bit of a rest day today, but what we're actually going to do is trek 400 meters or so in elevation up to the Everest View Hotel, where we can get a glimpse of Everest and Amadablam. So we'll be leaving in about 10 minutes. As you can see, a little bit of a cloudy start this morning, but the sun seems to be burning through. So here's hoping we have a nice dry morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning everyone. So I'm Sonam Lama. So today our groups are heading towards Everest View Hotel, which gets 3,800 meters elevation. And weather looks a little bit misty, but it's slowly clearing out. So once we get there, on the other side, we can expect seeing all the panorama of Everest, Lhotse, Amadablam, Lobuche, Tabuche. Yeah, let's hope for the best. Okay, and elevation, yes, we are gaining slowly. We'll get there to 3,880 meters.
Tell me your name again.
Dewan Singh Rai.
What is your job?
Normal, I'm climber guide.
And are you a Haure Manchi?
Sorry?
Are you a Haure Manchi?
No haure, just kidding manche. Joking manche.
Namaste.
And which summit is that?
Yeah,
It's only
Hamserku,
only
6-9.
5 times it's been climbed since 1963. Last time was 11 years ago.
5 times.
It's very tough.
Good morning, namaste. I'm Shiri Sherpa. I'm 18 years old. I'm with John. Thank you.
Namaste, good morning, John. I am Dawa Sherpa, 46 years old.
Here's the boys packing up all the gear.
Hi everyone, today we are heading to Khomjung village. We started from Namche Bazaar and it's an hour now. So at Khomjung it gets 3,750 meters, 400 meters of climb. And Khomjung our groups are doing 3 plantations today around 2 p.m. So that's going to be a really good cause.
So here's the yellow brick road leading us into Kumjung, which is our accommodation for the night. So here's our accommodation in Kumjung for the evening, the Panorama Inn. Some guys practicing for the marathon. Hey! Here's an excellent sight of Ahmedablan from Kumjung village. Good morning everybody, and welcome to morning in Kumjung village. I'm afraid rain stopped play yesterday and we were unable to do the tree planting, and so we're going to do that this morning on our route off. We'll get Sonam to explain later what the route is all about. As you can hear, I've picked up a bit of the Kumbu flu, so we're going to try and get that sorted as well before we gain significant elevation. Still all to play for, feeling a bit rough, but the sun's out and it's nice and warm. There's the boys off with the bags. See you later, boys. Hello. See you later. So here's Tamsirku from an alternative perspective, just stopping to get some shots of it because I am completely out of breath because of this Kumbu flu. But look at that, spectacular in the sunlight. Bit of tree planting now, which we were supposed to do yesterday, but we were rained off. So here's me doing my bit for a bit of biodiversity in Nepal. Bit of tree planting. Whoops. Hard to plant and film at the same time. But we'll get that in there and fill in all this and come back to you when it's done. There you are, there she is. So in a couple of years' time, hopefully that'll sprout up. Awesome. Yeah.
Hello. They're smaller than I thought. Yeah, they're little stocky things, but they're strong.
We'll be coming up these. So here we are, arriving at Thangwashe. So we'll see how different it looks to when I was here 20 years ago. You can see the big monastery and the stupa. We'll have a look when we get further up. On the right, let's see. On the left, in the cloud, Mount Everest.
It's just Dennis, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
So here we are for the night, just passed through Tengboche, and we're heading into our lodge for the night, which is Rivendell. And this is what everyone comes to see, Everest and Lhotse.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I'm again Sonam Lama back again. So today we are heading up to Dingbuche, and elevation of Dingbuche gets 4,410 meters. So we have started from Dingbuche. So halfway is our Somare village that gets 4,000 meters, and to get to Somare it takes about 3.5 hours from here, and trail condition is just gradual up, going up. And from Somare again after lunch approximately 2 hours up to Dingbuche. So that's our today's.
Lunch stop. Howdy Manchi! Howdy Manchi! Guy I met on the last expedition. Legendary in these parts, clearly. So here we are at an altitude of 4350 at Dingboche, and we're staying tonight in the Moonlight Lodge and restaurant. And you can see all the runners filtering in there now. So that's where we are for the next 12 hours. Good morning everybody. Today's an acclimatization day in Dingboche. We'll be heading out on the Bibre loop, which is an out and back loop on the Everest Marathon. As you can hear, I'm still battling with this poor throat. The doctor's put me on antibiotics as I've got a throat infection. So that's put a bit of a question mark over things, but I'm hoping to shake this before I get to the start line. Weather looks okay this morning, so let's hoping for a good recce of the out and back loop, and then this afternoon for some acclimatization. We'll take you along.
Right now we'll just go and slowly hike to Bibre Point. So you just remember, okay? And after, while coming back, we have some our guys who are taking some photos, so you can do a light job. Please don't do an actual run. You know, I don't want anyone having a possible injury by injuring. I don't want anything excessive right now, because around 3 years it has happened. Somebody got too excited, then they went on full pace and ended up spraining his ankle. So just be safe, see the checkpoint, and we'll be waiting for you here. Alright?
Yeah.
Alright guys. See you.
So this is where the out and back, the valley, the out and back is going to be on, and they're just taking us up for a recce now. Looking beautiful. Here he is behind me. He's the Ramromanchi.
Ramromanchi.
Tell the people your name.
Oh, Diwan Singh Rai.
Diwan
Singh Rai.
Singh Rai.
Yes.
He is from the Rai clan. Very strong. He's a Ramromanchi.
Thank you.
Always stick to the flags and the markers. So that's what we're looking for at the turnaround point, and we've gone all the way to come up round this, and we accelerate down. And so all the groups come up to recce the turnaround point. Very busy. At break of day, I watched and saw that man leaving. I crossed the road and went over and knocked on the door. She stood there laughing. I felt the knife in my hand and she laughed no more. Good morning everybody, day 2 in Dingboche today, and on the itinerary is heading off to Lubushe at an altitude of 4,910 metres, so we'll be gaining about 800 metres in elevation. As you can hear, I'm still dealing with this throat infection. It's improved marginally, so let's hope this improvement keeps going until we get onto the start line. So we'll bring you back at various points today so you can see what the route is all about. Small trek up from Dingboche and some lovely views in the background. Busy times. Here are all the runners trekking up.
How we doing? I'm Joe. Just running Everest Marathon. Kind of a bit of advice would be look after yourself. It's not all about the marathon itself, it's about how you get to the top. Look after yourself, taking lots of fluids, eating. I've got a nosebleed from the altitude, unexpected, so I'm just slowing things down. Yeah, you just got to take care of yourself.
Lunch stop at Thukla. Yes. So this is the Fallen Climber Memorial just up above Thukla. This is where you'll find the likes of fallen climbers such as Rob Hall, Scott Fisher, Trevor Stockwell. Special place. And here is Nestor. He'll be on the podium, no doubt. Hello, man. And you, man. But this is a very special place. It's really great that they've been able to do this. This is a very recent one, Débruchiers.
Decision making goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Even by some of the smartest and most skilled people in the world.
Yes. Here's a Royal Paul Memorial, which is saying when I was here 20 years ago, there was a metal dinner plate that the Sherpas had stamped an inscription into. It's obviously changed now. This is a more sustainable monument. In respect to these revered mountaineers. And as you can see, there's a lot of people here today on the way to base camp, but also paying their respects. So this is it. This is the traffic jam up to Gorakshep. Just have to slot in and get in the queue. Climbing up to about 5,100 today. And so there's going to be a lot more of this.
हामी भनेको यहाँ हिमालय नचढेको नि आछु
Everybody having a quick break as we gain the last bit of ascent on our way up to Gorakshep.
Tammy, you need to rub your cream in on your nose. Yeah, and here.
So wait a minute.
First view of base camp. Some porter loads at this rest stop. You can just see the weight that they're carrying. Unbelievable. Here is Gorakshep. Welcome to Gorakshep and the Snowland, the highest in the world at 5,180 meters. So Stodge and I have just got our room here in, where are we? In Gorakshep. We're being a little bit affected by the altitude. 5,180. And we're just looking at our room and you can see we have a room with a view. Look at that. Awesome. So this is Gorakshep. Here's hoping we have a good night. And we have a nice little outing up Kalapatar this afternoon. Hello everybody, today's an acclimatization hike from Gorakshep up to Kalapatar at 5,650 meters. So we're going to head off for that this morning and see how we go. But here we are on Kalapatar, folks. First year 20 years ago.
And I can't even remember if it's changed because the altitude has thrashed me coming up. But it's nice to be here. I'll show you some of the views. Whoop whoop. You can see Everest shrouded in the cloud. There's a Khumbu icefall leading up through the Kauai, around the shoulder to Camp 2. Lotsie, some wonderful views. Looking forward to getting back down there.
Good job.
Fantastic 360 views up here from Kalapatar. Descending back to Gorakshep.
I'm not sure. I think she was really cool, wasn't she? But I think we picked the wrong track here, mate.
Look at what these supporters are carrying. Unbelievable. He's actually carrying a full stove cook set. This is Khumbu Glacier, just gives a scale of the thing. Awesome. Big traffic jam here. All of the climbing kit coming out of Everest Base Camp. End of climbing season. So on the route to Everest Base Camp, we have been having to pull over for countless trains of yaks. As you can see, all the kit they got on their backs, it's all the climbing expedition kit. Climbing season is over. All the Everest expedition kit coming down from Everest Base Camp. And you simply pull over, let them pass. So yaks and Sherpas, look at this Sherpa coming through. We've seen some three-piece suites, so the expeditions are in comfort. Here you can see the trail of people into Everest Base Camp. You can see the famous Everest Base Camp rock there. And the blue tents over on the left will be where we're staying for the next 2 nights. Camping up at Everest Base Camp. Here's our pitch. Right below the Khumbu icefall.
Then there'll be doctor there if you have anything problem, and then we'll joining in the Gangjuma, which is on the way off, you know, very much there, right? And from Gangjuma, this is for 70K on the way off, you will see that. Then after that, Gangjuma to Namche against Single.
Good morning from Everest Base Camp, day before the race. Really looking forward to kicking this off. Look at the scenery, awesome. Everybody had their morning call, getting up and doing their morning rituals. What scenery we have.
Is this for the bin, this one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's done with.
There's the Khumbu Icefall and the Khumbu Glacier, looking awesome in the morning sun. You can see how brutal this environment is there.
It's landing up here. Down the sky. It's expecting a bit of downdraft though. It's only quite a big one.
Amazing views here this morning.
Hello everyone, today is our rest day at the base camp, 5,364 meters, and around 2 o'clock there's a mock run going on. So all the participants are wearing their t-shirts, their badge number, everything, so they have to do the mock run, okay? And last night it snowed a lot and it's looking all beautiful at the Khumbu glacier there, okay? That's where way to summit. And yes, so most of our team are now going towards Everest Base Camp rock.